Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Straight Line Motorsports Ferrari GT World Challenge round number 1 at Autodrome de Nazionale Monza. I am your host and commentator for today's main race, SLM_RRDZ, and we do apologize for the delay that has occurred in the process of getting the race lobby and live stream on up, but we have waited it out and we have been patient and we've been finally able to get it on up. And so we are back for round number 1. I am joined, of course, by once again the man who joined me in the commentary box for the preseason race last week, which is Elliot F64. Welcome back to the commentary box with me, Elliot.
I'm not sure how well the viewers can hear me this evening due to PlayStation Network issues. We've not been able to use a party as normal, so we're having to resort through Discord. I'm hoping everyone's doing well and staying safe, staying at home, and observing social distancing measures that have been put in place around the world. As we look forward to getting the SLM Motorsports Ferrari World Challenge underway this evening here at Monza. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, and just for safekeeping as well, I'm going to have the down detector PlayStation Network outage map up while this race is going on as well. We are going to get qualifying started finally. We should have a grid of 14 GT3s and GT4s here, so for 7 cars apiece in each class, we should finally be going away. And for those that do experience the pit glitch, those guys will be sorted out individually and the grid will be a manual start. But our looks at things right now, it should be going in the right direction finally, Elliot.
Goosebumps. Everyone's out.
Everyone is out except for Grand J10, who is still stationary in the pits, so we can finally go through the Ferrari grid here, of course, for SLM. And at the moment, let's see who leads them off. And at the moment, it is going to be SMM Ure. Actually, no, not even Ure. Is it Barr? Or no, is it?
No, it's Palmer.
Is it Palmer? Trying to get Barr more than yes, it is SLM Palmer. My live timings are actually a bit messed up at the moment, so you'll be able to get better live timings than I would, obviously. But SLM Palmer in the number 24 race-winning preseason race-winning Ferrari 458 GT3, and he's looking to make it 2 in a row here for that chassis right there. And he's looking very, very strong.
It's all adjusted now, so timings are now
correct. Yep.
Correct on track.
And in front and behind Palmer is the number 20 of SDM Viper for Speed Demon Motorsports. Of course, not the typical SDM livery that you'd be used to, but of course the driver behind this car, SDM Viper, likes the more dark but rather dark, silent but deadly kind of vibe to this car. It's got the Phoenix Wear sponsored car on the hood of that machine right there. He's looking to make it a better race result than 4th than what he had at Fuji as well.
We do have Jordan or Grand J10 with the pit glitch, so I think I'll be right back into this chat. I'm going to hop into the other one and just speak to them quickly.
That's fine.
We'll get that resolved.
Right, so while Elliot gets that resolved, we will have qualifying start it, and we'll go down the rest of the field where it is Ryrod, the 270 Ferrari, who takes theme from the Kaspersky themed livery from, if you remember, I think it was James Collado at one point who set that livery on pole position for the 24 Hours of Spa. I couldn't tell if it was either 2018 or 2017. I can't tell which one that is, but he is fielding that livery as well, so he'll make his first start in the Ferraris today. Yere in the 77, the runner-up to Palmer at Autopolis, and he'll try and get a W for the Sidemax Motorworks business and team right here. Palmer actually taking it slow, so he's actually going to bail out of giving any slipstream viper. Actually, Palmer, has he already had a bad lap? Yeah, I think he's had a bad lap. A minute after at second Lesmos, so he's had a bad lap as well. Iapez 11 back in the SLM competition with the GT3, the number 11 Ferrari. And he'll be making a run at the GT3 ranks as well. You got Legend in the number... Oh, that flew by so quickly I wasn't able to keep track of that. We'll go on board the hood cam. That is the number 2 Ferrari for Legend. And then the GT4 competitors with the GT4 class-winning Ferrari of Swift in the 95. Oh, very, very aggressive indeed right there. And we have Doug Barrow and then K&K Dot, who makes his racing return after 3 months in the 04. Followed by Bar 27, then Hair Razor, Keelan, and then Galaglass, and then Grand G10 unfortunately stuck with that pit glitch. Time's coming in now. It is SDM Viper who leads them off, 3/10 ahead of Ure, and it is Ryrod, then Palmer. Ipez going to 4th, Legion in 4th place, so time's kind of all over the place right over here, but I think 4th through 6th in GT3 having some difficulties with laps. Bar 27 actually having a faster lap than Swift, so the 27 actually faster than the 95, so a good lap for him. Hair Razor in 3rd, Doug Barrow in 4th, Galaglass in 12th, and then K&K Dot brings up the rear of the GT3 wins. He's actually pit on this lap, so no lap registered for K&K Dot that time by. Go back up to the front where it is SDM Viper. Oh, really, really aggressive with the 20. And I did get a live stream comment from someone. Let's see who it is. Need to turn down game volume. Can't hear Elliot. What I can do is I'll actually put the mic a bit closer to my tablet because unfortunately with the connection issues, party issues that we have going on right now, I wouldn't risk getting Elliot into a party and messing things up, so we're going to have to contend with what we got. I do have my iPad on full blast, so we're going to have to see what we can do there. So I do apologize for that, Matt Finnan. I hope I said your last name correctly. Viper coming through the Parabolica for another go, and he's 2.5 slower this time by. Ryra is actually going to pit this lap in Ure with a 43.4, so a quick time. Of course, Palmer going to 3rd with a 44.1, and what a lap by Ure, 43.4. And that is a very, very quick time, of course. Ryra coming out of the pits, Legion with a 46.1, so well off the pace, but he's not that far ahead of Iapez. Keelan now goes to 1st in GT4. He's actually going to pit this time by Swift with a 55.5, so he goes to the top of the timesheets. Doug Barrow and Hair Razor jumping Bar for 3rd and 4th. Then it's Galaglass who didn't have a good lap that last time by, so he's going to set himself up for another flyer here. And K&K Dot will begin his first flying lap as well, and then there is Grand G10 still with the pit bug glitch in the pits. And so Ure in the 77, who is trying to convert his runner-up finish from Onopolis in the preseason round to a race win. He's 3/10 down on this current lap, so not a faster lap for the Spaniard here in the GT3. I'm wondering if he is going to come by and pit. Viper with a 30 right now. It's actually looking like a pretty okay-ish lap, unless he's not had a good lap and is going to set himself up for another fire. Yeah, he's not had a good lap. No, he's actually going to pit this time by. And what does Ure do? Ure's going to keep going on. Pollard will stay out. So SD Viper in the 20 is going to pit. And we're going to see what he can do. And there is Elliot. So Elliot, welcome back. And of course, qualifying within the last couple 2.5 minutes to go. Viper just comes out of pit, so he's going to go for one more flying lap here to try and get on pole position.
Just need to jump in here, Trev, and let you know that the technical issues that I thought that we might be facing, we are facing. So we've got a few drivers that can't see each other. We have got, I believe it was Legion and Swift cannot see each other.
Okay.
And they're in different classes, so in the race, it shouldn't really matter.
Oh, and I'm getting disconnects. Galaglass and Ure just disconnected.
No, they're still on.
They're still on. They've disconnected from me, so you're going to have to edit. You're going to have to follow up for me for qualifying results.
Well,
as they go.
So that's fine. And we're going to have to manually set the grid, but we've got Jordan that can't see Gallo.
Okay.
And likewise, I guess Gallo can't see Jordan.
Okay, that's fine.
Bar and Gallo have clearly got issues there, which I don't know. But we've got drivers that can't see each other. So what we're going to do is, after qualifying has finished, we're going to grab the times, the set, which is a bit of an annoyance, I understand, and we'll be getting underway 2 hours late for the race.
That's fine.
Well, the race will be getting underway about an hour and 50 late. I want to be able to I want to be able to know that everybody can see each other.
Right.
And we can get the race underway. But I'll need to grab the times afterwards. Qualifying, the race will be then reset, or the session of the lobby will be reset. The lobby will then be set to a 60-minute race, manually set grid.
Right, so you have to follow up Yere and Galagas from the qualifying because Yere's fastest lap is still up. Raira has gone with a 43.6, but it's not faster than Yere's time. 43.4 for Yere as his fastest lap, so Viper has, so we only have 30 seconds left of qualifying here, but it is going to be absolutely on edge here for this final lap here. We still have cars that are coming through Ascari and through Parabolica now, so they are going to get one final crack at qualifying as well. Swift, who is our GT4 class pole setter question mark, because he's absolutely going even quicker, 54.9 for the Brit. Keelan, I think, there's a driver who's going to, I think, just finish it up. It's going to be K&K Dot, who concludes qualifying first with a 55.4. He will go to, I believe, I want to say 4th in class. That's a good effort for him. Where is Keelan at the moment? And he goes to 2nd in GT4, a 55 dead, only a 10th-ish or so behind Swift. And so Viper now going to be the first of the GT3s to finish. And depending on where Yere is on track, because we cannot see him on track at the moment. Elliot, if you can follow Yere for me, that would be great, so we can know where he is from your point of view. Viper's coming through Parabolica now. I don't think it's going to be an improvement. Yep, it's not even going to be an improvement. So 1.6 seconds, that's actually his slowest of his flying laps on these new rubbers. So he might have had some issues there. But where is Raira? He's actually going to take this lap and take it to go. Palmer's had a slower lap as well. Legion's had a slower lap. Ipez has not had a quick lap either. And yeah, that's qualifying over. Raira, yeah, he's going to conclude qualifying. So it looks like Yere is looking like he's going to be on pole position. Swift is going to try and better his qualifying position of pole position if he can. Hellraiser, Barr, and Kank and Swift all right with each other. Doug Barrow's actually got a penalty, so he's trying to move out of the way for these guys. He's actually going to try and give his teammate a bit of a draft. So we'll see how that goes. A little bit slidey for Harris in the 69. And we'll see what happens here for these results. It's actually a good lap for Hellraiser, but not an improvement. Swift, nope, he's had a bad lap as well. So that looks like qualifying has come to a finish. And so that should be about it for this session. We do have Yere, who would take pole position with that 43.4, but it is Raira with a 43.6. And what we do is we've got qualifying results right now, and we're about to get underway here. Of course, the qualifying results we will be edited in. Of course, Yere taking that all-important pole position, Raira in second, Viper in third, Polymer in fourth, and then Legion, Iapez, and Grand G10 rounding out the GT3 grid. In GT4, it is Swift, Keelan, and Hairbaiser and K&K Dot making up the top four. And of course, that grid will have a very, very close race as well to go. Right, we can't see we can see the lights, of course. It is one single red light, and now it's green, a very quick green light. And of course, Viper not getting off with the greatest of starts. Yere got to a good start right there. I'm going to back out real quickly and join back in for the start of the race here. Ure down to the inside of the first chicane. Of course, we're hoping it's a much clean start, and it looks like it's going to be a clean start. Vipers actually dropped down 2 positions off the race start, so Palmer and Legion move up to 3rd and 4th place. Viper not having a good start in that 20-speed DB Motorsports Ferrari.
Yeah, watch for Raya though, coming into out of the Curva Grande, coming into the first chicane. Some slight glitching there from Yere in terms of connection. But filing in, everybody coming through pretty well. I saw did see a capture did see a slight lag spike from one of the drivers at the back, I think of the bar, lagging back into the front of Cameron's car, who's got a slight bit of damage, but pretty clean throughout turn 1, which is pretty interesting. And iPad loses a place there to Grand J10, who's fighting his way back up the field.
Yeah, and so we did have a bit of issues in terms of setting up the grid. Grand J10 did have that pit glitch last week, which means he will have to start at the back of the GT3 grid. He's already made up 1 position thus far, so that's good for him in the 15th Ferrari. We'll go on board with Swift, our GT4 pole sitter, and he's having a good time leading a 1-2 for the Cymax Motorworks team, of course, over Hairraiser in 3rd. And it's K&K Dot. Actually, no, as a matter of fact, K&K Dot has lost 1 position to Doug Barrow, so Doug Barrow making up some ground by going into 4th place in that winding road racing Ferrari 458 GT4. Then it is Bar 27, and then Cameron 75, who takes the spot of what's his name, Galaglass, and Galaglass not being able to participate today, so Cameron will get a free spot on the grid, of course. Yuri actually getting a 3/10 penalty from somewhere, so we're not sure about that. Ryra, oh my goodness me, Ryra completely cutting the first corner. Oh, and Viper having to take evasive action by avoiding him. Actually staying behind him as a matter of fact.
CJ looks to, well, Viper looks to the inside, so the battle for the lead.
Oh, bit of contact, I think. I think there was a bit of contact between the 2 Ferraris, but Viper now getting back up into 3rd place. Palmer having a great start from 4th all the way up to 2nd, challenging for the lead. Oh, and Ipez having been reset. I think he just took it a bit too deep into the 2nd chicane, and that's one of the things we got to be worrisome about this course. It's very, very harsh on these Ferraris, and they can't take it at much speeds. Oh, is Viper, like I said, going a bit wide out of the exit of Parabolica 2.
This is great racing, to be honest.
Yeah, it is pretty good racing. The GT3 is starting to get a bit more spread out. Yuri has actually gotten a bit more of a time penalty. So is there some corner cutting going on for the race leader at the moment?
I wonder if he's just pushing too hard as Palmer all over the outside curve there on the exit of Ascari. Viper's up into P3, as you mentioned. Rya's dropped down to 4th after his off-track excursion off of turn 1. But everyone, it's still pretty clean race. I don't know if Viper's had a moment coming out of there, but the GT4 field as well is pretty spread out for now in terms of battles, although there's a battle going on here. K&K Dot being chased by Bar. So K&K Dot are front runner normally. He is getting hounded by Bar coming into the final corner. Nothing as of yet, but of course...
Oh, actually, that 04 Ferrari is a bit wide. That 27 gonna maybe think about making a move, but right now he's all over the back of that 04 Ferrari. So maybe a move potentially into turn number 1 for 5th in class. So we'll take a look at this here. We'll go on board now with the 27 on the hood cam. And is Bar 27 going to think about making a move down to the inside? Is he feeling a bit brave? No, he's actually going to stay behind the 04 for now. And this GT4 class race, to be quite honest, is pretty dang close. It is spread out, but Swift not that far up the field in terms of a general pace. So he's doing good on racecraft, but he's got Keelan and Hairraiser and Doug all within close proximity, leading a 6-car battle at the moment.
Yeah, just running through and making sure everyone's sticking to the regulations. Of course, the GT3 pack will have 666 brake horsepower with a weight of 1348 kilograms, and then the GT4 field will be running at 374 brake horsepower at 1350 kilograms. And everyone's sticking to the regulations. Pretty good.
So going back up to the front of the field, Yuri still leads the way. He has cleared that penalty, but Palmer's now the one with the penalty, 4/10 penalty from something that we were not able to get a track on. So But now, look at the gap now between second and third place between Palmer and SDM Viper. Palmer now with the fastest lap at 43 dead immediately off the bat. What a fast lap that is.
He goes to the inside. Palmer to the inside to take the lead of the race. They're both on the brakes, still side by side. He's going to go through. Of course, he's taking the inside. Good move. Good move. And in behind, Viper's just hanging on, although Raya's going to cross the inside chicane. Gets the switch back.
Oh!
Slight contact.
Yeah,
slight contact, and he had the filter in behind.
Yeah, slight contact between the third and fourth place Ferraris, of course, and I think that even though CD got a bit of a tank slapper going out of turn number 1A, he was able to get more of a drive out of the corner and get better torque and acceleration, meaning that he was able to keep a hold of that third place position.
Yeah, just looking at the Dookie 4-pack, there is a move to the inside, there is there. Is that K&K Dot having a look, but is still being chased by Bar, but he has caught back up to Doug, who may be struggling as Hellraiser just pulls slightly clear, chasing down Keelan, who's chasing down Swift.
Yeah, this GT4 race has actually been relatively close from the get-go, so I'm relatively surprised this lower class having a bit more of a tougher fight going on here. Doug Hellraiser looked to a little bit the inside at the chicane. Oh, Keelan's got it all wrong, and he's got it sideways, and he's going to lose second place.
Keelan's dropped right back, isn't he? Yeah, Keelan is...
He's dropped down to 6th in class on that one incident. I think he just got it a bit too sideways going into the second chicane, and now all of a sudden, he's gone all the way back down to 6th in class.
Yeah, but he'll fight back through. He'll fight back through. Although I have noticed, with Slipstream being on Real, and since the latest update, it doesn't seem to have much effect.
Yeah, no, it really does not. This is allowing to give Swift a comfortable 1.8 second lead.
For the lead though. To the
oh, Yuri's been bumped off wide, and he's spun it around out of the second place. Oh my goodness me, Yuri! Oh my God, we weren't able to get the incident. That might be looked at after the race, but Yuri, who was leading it and fighting it out with Palmer for second and first place, has dropped down to 5th. The Sidemax Motorworks team already having a bit of couple issues here in both classes thus far.
Without sounding too biased here, what a fantastic championship this is. Just looking at how close both grids are to each other. When it gets to the lapping stage, that's the part that I'm excited for.
Yeah, that one costly incident that Yuri has had, it's given Palmer now a 5.2 second lead over this second pack here, which is currently being led by the man in second place, SDM Viper at the moment for Speed Demon Motorsports.
Absolutely, there's a battle here between the two teammates.
For Sidemax.
No, Winding Road Racing.
Oh yes, how about that? 2.3 seconds the gap now between Hellraiser and Doug Barrow. They don't want to fight each other out for too long, obviously.
You're going to let him go through? Not quite.
Oh, actually, there might have been a bit of there might have been an argy-bargy moment right there. But holy crap, are these two really keeping it close here?
I'm in a bit of a lag spot there at 10k dot, so that's expected, but no. I think,
and Bar's gone a bit wide. He's going to give Keelan...
going to come through.
Yep, that's going to give Keelan the position. Oh, actually, he might have forced him a bit wide. And those two are still side by side.
I think there was a slight bit of lag there, but we'll see what happens.
On my end, I think it might have been a bit of contact, I think, because Bar got it wide, and I think he did the undercut, and he somehow kept that back. Oh, what a move by Keelan.
No, it couldn't quite make it work because of Bar having to ghost there to serve some penalty. But Keelan's still hounding him.
Oh, Bar's gone wide.
He could turn the favour. So, but not paid off just quite as much as Keelan would hope. Keelan does not really need to be fighting Bar, but he is. I mean, it is the position, don't get me wrong. They're not backmastering each other, but this is a very close battle. And Keelan, after having his moment towards the beginning of the race here, is now struggling to get past Bar. Of course, equally matched cars for all class. But Swift is gone. Swift has taken off up the road. We've then got the three-way battle for second in class for GT4s. As K&K Dot's looking on the back of the two Winding Road drivers.
Is that an inside move for Doug? No, not quite close yet. So K&K Dot really having nowhere to go.
Keelan's got back through. Keelan's got back through on Bar.
What a move for Keelan to get back into 5th in class. Just 10 minutes into this race, now done. That felt like a very quick 10 minutes of this race, but I'm still looking forward to the remainder of this race.
Absolutely, another 5-10 minutes to go, which is good. So, what's interesting to see though is Grand J10, who was one of our back runners in the GT3 championship prior to this, is actually right up there battling for a podium place. Which is great to see as he chases down Raya. I'm going to ride on board here and see, is he gaining in the slipstream? He is somewhat. Is it enough?
No, not close just yet.
Oh, but he's got he's going to get switched back. No, there was an overlap, so he wasn't able to get switched back. And now, from behind is Yera, who's trying to regain some places here on the GT3 field. Jordan having a look on the inside, is still in the toes, still sniffing around on the inside of Raya here as they move their way into the first chicane.
We'll go on board now with the 77 of Yere, as he does have a 6/10 penalty from somewhere, so he will have to try and clear that up at some point. Grand J10 actually getting a bit of a slow entry. And oh, was that another light cut from Yere? Because he's just gotten another 5/10 added to his penalty time.
Oh wow. I didn't actually see it.
I was on board with him, and it just went up from 6/10 to 1.1 seconds.
Jordan had a moment out the second Lesmo there, which is going to give Yere the chance. Go wide,
Grand J10 now
maybe have a look on the inside, or is he going to be sensible here and brake early? Yep, brake early to serve some penalty, so good driving there. Throughout the field though, okay, no, that's IFA, sorry, I thought I read that as Swift being down the inside. In fact, goes Doug on teammate Hair Raider, and he's got that move done into turn 1 as we look back at K&K Dot chasing. Keelan's not been able to shake off Bar, who has a sideways moment coming out of turn 1, and Cameron running around at the back.
Oh, I hate to interrupt you, Elliot, but Yere now is going to try and fight for 4th overall, and he's going to get it back. Oh, Grand J10, what a save. Grand J10 actually had a slow exit out of Ascari, and Yere was able to somehow, on the outside of Parabolica, get that 4th place position back. What a move that was by the Spaniard.
Absolutely.
And so now the gap now between race leader SLM Palmer and SDM Viper. Oh, Grand J10! Oh, he's had an incident! He's had an incident, and he was in 3rd for a second, and now he's down to 5th. And I could tell you what, there has been a couple of things battered out the course. We'll go on board with iPads and see what the destruction and chaos is going to be. Yeah, look at all those orange walls that have come down as a result of Grand J10. He's dropped massively back down to 5th, but he is not all forgotten, regardless.
Here in GT4, who's that coming through? Is that Keelan coming through?
Is that Keelan coming through?
K Dot's got the move done on Hair Razor, is it? I don't know, it doesn't tell me. No, it's Doug. Doug's got back behind K Dot, and can watch now for Keelan. He's going to have a look on the inside, is he? He was late enough on the brakes, he just needed to get to the inside and put alongside to get that move done. But he's going to ride it out. Is he going to get the toe down the straight? I know it's not been that effective, but he's got it early, and they're very even right now.
We'll go on board with the 0-4 of K&K Dot, who's still trying to get a bit of a gap between himself and Doug. Doug's actually not making up any time himself and Doug, but he's going to instead try the late braking into the first corner. Keelan's going to try to get the inside. Oh!
Contact. Doug should get the run back off the corner, to take that place from what's in behind the bar.
Yeah, Doug somehow kept that position, even though there was an attempt for Keelan to try and get it on the second corner. Who's off?
Grand J10.
Oh, Barr's going to try it on Keelan, but he's got a 1.3 second penalty. So this has been a very close. Yeah, this has been a very close fight for 2nd in GT4. Swift at this rate has gone. He's not looked back. Yuri now just coming out of the pits with 45 minutes to go. So that's his first stop. We're looking at a couple of pit stops for the front runners. Right now it is
having a huge twitch out the first chicane, as he is now catching the back marker for GT4 class, which is Cameron 75.
Yeah, so blue flags now for Cameron, for our race leader. He's going to move swiftly out of the way. Yep, good move. Good multi-class racing here. That's part of the Ferrari Yep, that's part of the Ferrari GT World Challenge here. Was a multi-class experience for the prancing horses at the Temple of Speed here today.
Watch for Kane. He has a look. He has a. Oh, he sold him the dummy there, but he's gone to the outside.
This has been a great fight, regardless, for this GT4 class here. Swift has pretty much gone off, but it is still a dead heated race for second place at the moment. K&K Dot
pulling alongside.
Yep, alongside the 69. Doug Barrow going to look on.
I'm going to ride on board here with Doug and see what happens between these two. Both on the brakes at the same time, but being on the inside. Oh, there's contact between all three of them.
Yeah, there was contact.
Keelan even ended up in the back of Doug there. So, and they've all bunched up again. Look at how much more they bunched up again after that.
Yeah, what a move this is. And then, like I said, Ryra and Legion going to come into the pits. So we're definitely starting to see... Oh, that's a disconnect from Cameron, I'm assuming.
That's a shame. That is definitely a shame. But he had dropped back quite a lot there. Oh, there's contact! There's contact in the GT4 field as...
Oh,
Doug
big!
Keelan's wife.
Big moment!
Doug pushed Keelan onto the outside on the entry to the corner. They've got traffic now.
Yeah, I think Doug's gonna park it. Nope, he's got back on.
He was keeping out the way, I think, there.
Yeah, I think he was trying to keep it out of the way. Oh.
So Doug pushed Keelan onto the outside going into the corner.
Okay.
Then Keelan got mounted up on the inside of the curb. I don't think you've got your replay keyboard there, unfortunately, but Keelan then got up on the inside curb, turning right over the chicane, and then just collected Doug. Doug got spouted off across the circuit into the gravel. So I'd say that was a racing incident there. But of course we can look at it afterwards if the drivers needed to. Palmer's in the ball.
Has he? Oh my God, he has! That's unbelievable! And he's got massive damage on the front of that car, and Viper now is to the front of the field.
I can't see if he's got... What's his situation like on tyres and... Oh, he's waiting to get that done.
They're quite even. Viper has more fuel in the tank than Palmer, and I assume Viper's going to pit this time by, yep, easily into the pits this time for the new race leader, the 20 of SDM Viper.
Now, what's interesting is Viper's got way more fuel than Palmer.
Yes,
Palmer
that is...
closing somebody down, so I wonder coming through Ascari if his car got loose because...
Of the lack of fuel.
Slipstream. I think it was lack of slipstream. Sorry, because he was in the slipstream.
Grand J10 into the pits. Where is Yurei at the moment? He's going to come through the start-finish line now. Ryra's not even that far off behind him. And where is Viper? He's actually coming out of the pits right now, so I think he's going to get Ryra, but Yurei has definitely gone by. No, I stand corrected. Ryra's going to get back up ahead. And this is... Oh, Viper's gone off! Oh, nope, that's me with the lag. That's my apologies.
No, I think that was CJ lagging, because I had that on my end as well.
Yeah, that...
Palmer's also... So Palmer's got jumped by all three of them. Now I understand that he'd have been jumped by Raya and Viper, but Yere's actually jumped all of them by pitting early.
Yeah, so I think here's the real interesting thing. I think Yere... Now get this. Now when we raced at Autopolis last time by, about 2 weeks ago, Yere did the 2-stop. He tried going one less stop than the rest of the GT3s. This time, however, he's going to go with the 3-stop strategy, and the rest of the field is going to go on that 2-stop strategy. Is that going to be the same case here for today at Monza, since it's kind of a different layout? I'll be quite honest with you. I think because of the fact that we have more straightaways at Monza than we do at Autopolis, these guys could be able to carry more with the tires. But I don't know, Yurei could be trying a different strategy than the rest of the field here. Viper is interestingly filled up quite a full tank, so I'm not sure if he's going to try and go on the long game here.
The battle up front is there in the GT4's note.
I don't think so, but we do have
another moment somewhere. I'm sure Doug's had another moment somewhere as he's being caught by Legions, but because he's dropped significantly back now from Keelan, who waited up slightly. Oh no, right, that's the difference. Doug's pitted, Keelan hasn't.
Okay, then that makes a lot more sense, because we do have, like I said, we do have a battle going on again for second place. in the hands of K&K Dot, the 04 and the 69 of Hairraiser. So now Hairraiser gonna have all the pressure on his back. K&K Dot gonna go to defend into first Lesmos. So, and blue flags now starting to come by because we do have the GT3s who are gonna be going by this stint after making their first pit stop. So we do have GT3s that did pit, but we will need GT4s to make their first wave of pit stops.
I do just ask if you could excuse me for a few moments whilst I go and use the restroom.
Okay, that is fine. So we'll have just me in the commentary box. Once again, guys, if you are tuning in, this is round number 1 of the Ferrari GT World Challenge here by Straight Line Motorsports. Qualifying was last week. We are doing the race, but the race last week was postponed due to ongoing PlayStation issues. And so you will get back that qualifying footage and this race all within a single video that will be edited and put up at a later time tonight. And there is our race, our GT4 class leader Swift, who will come into the pits after a wonderful first stint in the 95 with his first official championship outing with the Cymax Motorworks team, the GT3 Pro Class Champion, Pro Champion. He will be getting this first taste of Cymax Motorworks territory. He goes back out to the pits and he will drop back down to 4th in class, but the rest of the GT4s will have to make their pit stops, of course, where it is still at the moment a 2-horse race between K&K Dot and Hairraiser. As a matter of fact, we do have the race leader Yuri going by now, so a couple of lap traffic going on here at the moment. We do have Viper and Ryra, who are going to try and get bombed by. Oh, and I think Bar's going to hold up Ryra just a tad, or Viper's going to be held up by Bar just a tad. So a little bit of breathing room for Ryra thus far. Palmer now, which could be a very, very costly race incident, back down into 4th place, 11 seconds behind Yuri, so he's lost a considerable amount of time. Legion now in 5th, just coming through the first Lesmo, and then Grand G10, who's not that far off, 2 seconds between the difference between himself and Legion, and then there is Ipez, who is exiting the first chicane in 7th overall and 7th in class. K&K Dot just being passed by these 2 cars for the fight for 2nd place overall, I assume. And he will have to make their pit stops as well as Bar 27. So Swift should theoretically take the lead back in this GT4 class. We'll go on board now with some of these guys. K&K Dot and Hairraiser all coming in. Bar 27, I presume, is coming in as well. And yes, indeed, he will be coming into the pits. And so the 04 and the 69 having a good battle going on. And they're going to end their first stint. And where is Swift? He's coming through the start-finish line now, and he will, like we said, take the lead back in this motor race for his class. Where is Ryra and Viper? They're still battling it out towards the 2nd chicane. This is absolutely great stuff going on between these two here. Oh, and it looks like Ryra was a bit slow. He's actually they're actually inside of each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were.
Well, that's quite concerning then, because that will mean that they can't see each other.
No, because Ryra was ghosted and Viper was going through the back of him, so that's what happened on the race. And while this is going on, go ahead.
I was just gonna let you know that we've I just checked our. Whoa, he's giving him a bump into Ascari. Sorry, I just checked the Discord and we did have somebody joining us. And who has now just been instantly banned. So if you are watching this and you know who you are, you've been banned. So yeah, sorry, just wanted to publicly put that out there. But look at the slipstream that Viper's getting. Viper's actually getting all down the inside.
Oh, what a move! Side by side for those guys. I'm not sure, it looked like mega contact between the two, but Viper with the aggressive dive on the inside of Parabolica.
It was fair. He got.
Okay, now you are cutting out. Ryra, gonna be on the dirty stuff. Yeah, Elliot, you did cut out.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I was just saying that.
Oh, Ryra on the outside at the first chicane. Dive it. Oh,
the
and there's been a spin. Ryra spun him around. And Ryra's completely turned him.
He was still on the inside though, so I mean, yes, he maybe should have backed out of that, but.
Oh. And that's not. Yeah, you can tell the frustration for Viper, who did absolutely well to get back at the end of into the lead of this race, but to only get turned by Ryra.
It wasn't the lead of the race. It was P2. Because Yeri's way out in front.
Well, here's the thing. Yeri, I think, is going to make one extra stop than the rest of these guys. So theoretically, it could have been the net lead of the race.
Not necessarily. Look at how well he's doing with his fuel. His fuel and Palmer's fuel is pretty much the same. Viper trying too hard now. Viper is trying way too hard. Just needs to cool it down. Pace down. Back off.
Yeah, Ryrod doing the right thing and getting that position on by, but he's absolutely cost Viper a ton of time. So I'm not sure if that itself is going to thwart a penalty, because I do understand Ryrod was trying to be the aggressive man back on Viper after Viper's move into Parabolica. And the next thing, it looked like, from what we saw, it looked like Ryrod was completely, at all costs, just trying to remain on the inside of the second bit of the chicane, the left-hander. And I don't know, I guess we're going to have to look at the replay and see what happens there. Ryrod now on the back bumper of Viper. Oh, what a late move by Viper to defend onto the inside. Ryrod going to move back to the outside, and this is, regardless of this incident, great racing between these two. Good defensive move for Viper. We'll keep that third place for the time being, and now it's just going to be comeback mode engage. Qualifying 110%, I should say, for Viper. I'm not too sure. He has set some fast laps, a 152 last time by. With that incident, side by side going into the first chicane, Ryra looked like he had it up on the outside, but backed out of that one because Viper had the inside going into the chicane. We'll take a moment from that battle right there and take a moment at the GT4s, where it is still Swift who leads the way. K&K Dot, who is in second place. Hairazor has lost quite a bit of time because, keep in mind, unless the fuel, yeah, Hairazor took way more fuel than K&K Dot did on that first stop. So I'm wondering if K&K Dot is going to try and go for the second stop, or if Hairazor is going to try and play the long fuel game to get back at Hairazor to try and get some clean air between himself and the Spaniard. And at the moment, oh, has Ryra had an incident? He's well behind Viper. What has happened here to the 270?
Who? Oh,
Ryra has lost 9 seconds to Viper.
Yeah, I'm not.
What has happened here?
I can't. How are they not even that bad?
Well, no, Ryra's lost a load of time to the number 20. Has there been an incident that we didn't even pick up on?
Perhaps, or perhaps he's backed off to serve a penalty of some sort, I don't know.
Unless that was self-inflicted, or unless there was an incident that we didn't get, we will take a look at it after the race and confirm what that was about. But I don't know, all of a sudden that close battle that we had going on between the 20 and the 270, all of a sudden is now just 9.6 seconds far apart. And Palmer has lost a considerable amount of time somewhere, and Viper's now on the verge of getting him back for second place. Oh, Viper's gone wide, and he's spun it around.
Double round. He needs to gather that back up before. I mean, he's still ahead of Raya.
Yeah,
Raya's
he is,
charging.
but Ryra is going to be charging.
It was 9 seconds. It's now 3.
Yep, 2.5. Yeah, Ryra. Oh my god.
2 seconds.
This has
within 2 seconds now.
This has been an absolute race of attrition. And there you go, Jure back into the pits. So he is going to try the 3-stop strategy, which at this rate is most likely going to work.
I don't think it is. Depends on where he comes out in relation to Palmer. Oh, actually, this could be quite. This.
Well, no. Well, yeah, because Palmer's now crossing the start-finish line.
Yeah, but look how much fuel he has to take in, actually. I didn't consider that. Look how much fuel he's had to take in.
Oh, he's going to take... Oh, my God. He's taking a full fuel stop. So, full service stop. So, Palmer now leads the way, which, by looking at the fuel, he may have to fill up at the end with 25 minutes to go, given that he is going to go for the 2-stop. If he's going to go for that 2-stop, he... Yeah, unless Jure takes more fuel on his stop, then obviously Jure would get second bagged up because of the fact that Viper and Ryra have just had their general incidents, and Legion and Grand J10 and Iapaz are just way too far off. So if anything, Jure is going to be looking very, very good for the end net result of this race. Palmer now still leading the way by 6.7 seconds over Jure. And what a race of
only 6 seconds behind Palmer. Ah, but he's got a huge penalty now. Don't know where he's picked that up.
Yeah, you know what? I think Jure is now, he's trying to get these tires warmed up, and I think he might be throwing it a bit too aggressively into the corners, and he's getting all these unnecessary track limits penalties.
Viper having a huge moment out on the exit of Ascari.
Was that Viper? Yeah, was that Viper who had that incident?
Yeah, he was just going all sorts of sideways out of the chicane. There's a battle in GT4 going on. Where's that? It's Hair Racer chasing after Bar.
Palmer into the pits. Palmer's now into the pits for what is going to most likely be his second and question mark final stop of the race.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Ryra, interestingly enough, is going to follow Palmer in.
I think that's the podium. I think it might be safe to say that is potentially the podium.
For who, Palmer or Ryra?
I've got the prediction that it's Jure, Palmer, Raya, and then Viper.
Well, I'll tell you what, Viper, if he's in the zone, he could definitely go full steam ahead. He's got a bit more fuel in the tank, so he could go out.
Coming up here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think Viper, if he can hold out for a couple more laps on this stint, and then fill up with about 20 minutes to go, and make the 2-stop strategy work, it could very well work out in his favor. We're not too sure, but we're going to see what happens there. Swift, our class leader in GT4, has gotten himself a 2/10 penalty.
Oh, who's that in the number 11?
That would be Iapaz.
Iapaz just getting through on Hair Razor there. I know they're different classes, but...
Yeah, Hair Razor and Bar just trying to not get in the way of the faster GT3s.
Keelan's still struggling as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, Keelan looked very, very strong in the beginning of this race, but he just had that one incident, and then he's just, ever since then, just not been able to find a footing and find a rhythm and footing and get back into this race.
He's just picking up penalty after penalty. He's now back up to what would be across the line a 2-second penalty.
Oh, you're right. He had. Well, Kanke Dot now with a 1.3-second penalty, and you're saying that Jure's got the penalty. Yes, he has. Oh my goodness me! Viper's into the pits, so
Palmer's coming around the final corner. So, well, this is going to be quite close with Raya actually. Look where Raya is. He's approaching the last corner now.
I think Viper is probably going to take the most amount of fuel that he can, because he can be quite conservative with the fuel. And has he taken the full fuel is the question. That was in for a very long time. I assume, yep, it is now a full service stop. So 25. No, he's way ahead. Way ahead. 4-point-ish seconds. 3.53. It's going to be 3 seconds the gap between the 20 and the 270.
Yeah, he can go to the end now. So actually, podium will be Jure. Depending on Jere's situation, I don't know what his fuel's going to do with 25 minutes to go.
He's at 3/4. Well, you know how much Jure needs on fuel. He's going to make that third stop. as
Palmer's
well.
just had a moment because he's lost a whole second and a half to Yera.
Has he? Oh yeah, he has.
So Yera could actually come in now for finish his fuel, get his fuel tank sorted, and run to the end.
I think he's just about halfway through this third stint. He's gonna try and go for the third stop because clearly it worked. Clearly he tried the one less stop at Autopolis. That didn't work out as he anticipated. Palmer, it worked out for him tremendously.
What's happened to Barr? Because he's now dropped behind Hair Razor and Keelan. He's actually challenging Keelan for the outside now, side by side into turn 1. He's later on the brakes. No way is he going around the outside here.
Oh, what a move by Barr!
That was it.
Oh, he's still alongside him. No way! Oh my god! Oh my!
Back ahead.
That is unbelievable stuff right there. Oh my god, Barr! What we thought was going to be probably the move of the day. Keelan turned the table so quickly, you can't even believe it. And these two aren't even far off Hair Razor, which is for third in class.
That was an insane. Oh, who's that having a moment? Oh, iPads on the exit of the second race mode, but it's not affecting him anyway.
Yeah, is he about to, Okay, yeah, Swift's way too far back. Actually, Swift's almost about to get lapped by the last remaining GT3. Grand J10 into the pits. And I think he's going to fill up for the end as well. He's actually going on the medium compound, so trying to get a bit more tire wear. So where is Viper? Viper now at the first Lesmo. Yep. Now the second Lesmo, of course.
Now that everyone's spread up at this just over halfway point, it's there's no real battles going on. Even that battle between Barr and Keelan has kind of expanded slightly.
Well, I'll tell you, here's the real interesting thing. Even though we don't have much battles, there is still a very, very big question mark over Yere's potential third stop, which more than likely is going to happen.
I was just thinking someone parked Barr there, but it was just Yera coming through on Barr and Keelan.
Yeah, he's trying to get through traffic once again, and I assume he's trying to get back. But yeah, at this rate, Yere, he knows time isn't really on his side because he knows he's got to make that third stop. He knows the rest of the field behind are going to make their second, or actually, they've already probably made their second and final stop. It's now going to be a big question mark over our race leader Yere on what he's going to do for the last 22 minutes of this race. And so Palmer only 19 seconds behind. What was the pit delta, by the way, for the GT3s, considering they take a full fuel stop?
What was that, sorry?
What's the GT3 pit time if they do a full service stop?
I presume it's about 20 seconds, and there's a yellow flag ahead. Who's that? Oh, it's Iapez. Iapez having a moment.
Iapez having a moment at the parabolic. He's actually got a bit of damage on that number 11 Ferrari.
So he's probably come out of the first part of the chicane. He's lost it on the curb, spun around, hit the front left on the outside wall, and then just rotated.
That's exactly what I'm thinking as well. Oh, he's having a bit of an he's not going to get in the way of that battle once more. He's actually going to be bound to pit soon, and he's going right to pits. I think he was trying to make it. Actually, he's on the medium compound as well. So a couple of guys using the medium compounds, which is an interesting strategy to try and preserve some of the tire life in these Ferraris, because on the softs they go by very, very quickly, and I love the strategy that goes on throughout the GT3 field. I think softs are the way to go in GT4, but the GT3s have a more interesting strategy because they are the front-running class, of course. It's interesting to note that Yere now has 1.6 seconds total of penalties right now. Palmer doesn't have any penalties, even though he's 18 seconds behind. Viper did have a 2/10 penalty, which he has cleared. Ryra, on the other hand, has a 7/10 penalty right now. And so, like I said, the strategy between... I'd say with about 20 minutes to go, the big question, Yure's now going to start trying to serve this penalty within the braking zones if he can. And so the big question, like... Yeah, and the big question, like we said, the real big question that's going to be hanging over the race results right now is where will Yure come out? He is bound to pit at some point with about 4 minutes to go for the 15-minute mark. He's, I think, definitely going to make it on fuel for this final stop. Swift has actually come back into the pits. Oh yeah, because the GT4 is going to make their second and final stop. That's my apologies. K&K Dot is going to try and go one extra lap over the 95 of Swift. Yure through the first chicane now. Palmer is going to come through the start-finish line. And Swift, our net class leader, going to come out of the pits. Someone has come into the pits, and that is going to be at the hands of Doug Barrow. So I think he's going to try and pit now and gain some time later if he can. Blue flag situation now for bar 27, I assume. So I think he's got the 20 Ferrari behind. Yep, he's got the 20 Ferrari of Viper behind. And also, Elliot, this is also interesting to note that we do have, while we do have the GT4s pitting now, they've also got to contend with the GT3s making their way on through as well. Because look at the top of the race map right about now. It's absolutely busy in terms of a lot of these guys now trying to vie for track position right about now. Ryra with a 1.3 second penalty, so I think he's losing time, and he's trying to get as much of the track limits as possible without having to get a penalty, but I think he's getting more penalties rather than gaining time on Viper. He's now 3 seconds behind the 20 of Speed Demon Motorsports. He's trying to serve it into Ascari. Viper not that far up the road, but he's got about 4 GT4 cars who are right up ahead. He's going to blast by this train of cars. He's going to strategically hold behind Swift. Not try. Oh, I think he's going to force him a bit wide. K&K Dot now our class leader into the pits, and Swift's going to take back that position. Hairraiser, I believe, going to be pitting as well. He will have to pit sometime soon. And so the blue flag situation now going to be present for Ryra for these guys. And now K&K Dot, where is he going to come out? He's actually going to take a full fuel stop for the last
getting on. Oh, actually, has he... I don't know what's going on, but Palmer's fuel load is closing in on Yera's, but Yera can't have been fuel saving because he's still 19.5 seconds up the road.
Yera's been serving his time penalties a little bit, so that might be the reason why. And their lap times are pretty identical as well, to be fair.
There's a battle in GT4s. What's that? That's Keelan chasing Swift.
Yes, Swift made his pit stop, but Keelan and Hairraiser have all got to make their final pit stop. Swift made his final pit stop not that long ago. So that battle is going to go the way of Swift with after the pit stops, because Swift is definitely looking to take the GT4 class honors once again here today. I mean once again because he did take him at the preseason race at Autopolis 2 weeks ago. Ryra is losing a heck of amount of time now because I think he's... Yeah, Ryra is losing a load of time now to Viper.
Swift looking to the inside on Hairraiser into the final corner. He should get this done. There's an overlap.
And yeah, Hairraiser's just going to have to think about making his final pit stop as well. Keelan probably is going to make his final pit stop as well. And Swift, even after making that final pit stop, coming out behind these guys. Oh, Harry's are actually going to fake it out last second. And he's going to try and stay behind Swift for another lap.
Look at his toe. That's the difference in fuel loads that he got a really
Has
good
Keelan stayed out? Was Keelan going to pit behind Hairraiser, and has he made the move to stay out? Hairraiser's now going to try and get back ahead of Swift.
I wonder if his job here is to hold up the Side Max Motorworks.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because...
Oh, someone's off.
That's
Who's that
Ipez.
off?
That's Ipez.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Ipez, who's, once again, yeah, taken to the escape road at the first chicane. But yeah, I'm not sure why really Hairraiser's trying to battle with the 95 instead of just trying to hold him up in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, I'm not sure. The only reason that could be very, very close in trying to get by the GT4s. Oh, KK Dot! Oh my goodness me! You're into the pits now. KK Dot had a massive moment where he was 2 wheels off the ground entering the second chicane and just somehow saved that.
I'm around the final corner, but he's going to have to pit as well, so Yera's on a really good strategy here.
I'll tell you what, yeah, Palmer is going to be looking to have to make a splash and dash at the end.
He might not. I think he might make this. Yere leaves now.
Yeah, Yere leaves. Palmer now ahead, but he's going to have to come in for a final pit stop. I think he might have been wrong and off on the strategy.
No, I think 13. He might get away with 13 minutes.
With under a quarter of a tank, I don't think so. He's got to come in for a fuel stop, I think.
Right back of Viper again now. A bit deep into turn 1.
Has Viper lost a considerable amount of time?
He has now.
Has Viper lost time? 47 seconds for the last lap.
He's 11 seconds back from Yere.
Where's Viper lost time? Hang on. A 38 in Sector 2 over 34 for Ryra. So, yeah, Viper did lose time in Sector 2.
Stream now.
It's now 14 seconds. 5/10 penalty for Viper. Yeah, Viper just doing everything in his power till he can to stay on out. I'll tell you what, the only question that I think Ryra, I think, is going to have to make a pit stop, as well as Palmer. Viper, I think, is looking very close on fuel strategy at the moment. He might be able to just make it on this tank of fuel. If Viper can somehow stay out and hold out on this fuel and this set of tires, he would definitely have the driver of the day, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Palmer, yep, we knew this was coming. Palmer into the pits.
Yeah, Yere through.
Ryra,
going on
now that's going to be a big question for Ryra, as well as he have to come into the pits.
Yep.
He's actually cut the pit entry line.
Yeah, we'll have to check the regulations after the race on that one. But I think on entry it's okay. It's on the exit that it's in the rule book.
Okay, all right then. I was a bit worrying of something about that. So after the dust has been settled, pretty much, Viper's just found himself back up into second place. Yere is looking to very strongly... Yeah, Yere is looking to very, very strongly here take this last fuel tank and tires and sail off and take the win. Legion now going to be in for the pits in the number 2 Ferrari. He's actually going to take just a fuel stop. He's actually going to take fuel with just about 11 minutes to go.
I am curious to see how it pans out between Viper and Raya, because I do still think Raya could jump Viper with how slow Viper was going just before Raya's pit stop. In fact, 10 minutes. Look at Viper's fuel. Is he going to have to do a splash and dash?
If he could fuel save,
I'm watching.
That would be given. Oh!
That's not how you want to fuel save. If I were him, I'd come in, splash and dash on new tyres.
Yeah, take a little bit of fuel and some new rubber, because Palmer, of course, taking the new rubber as well. So this is absolute absolute drama for the majority of the GT3 guys in the front running as well. He's actually going to stay out with 10 minutes to go. Do you think he's going to try and go 6 laps with just under a quarter of a tank to go?
That wouldn't be... I can't see that being a good idea.
He's going to try and stay out if he can. Palmer's now 6.3 seconds behind Viper. At this rate, he would only have to lose a second to Palmer and somehow be ahead. Or if not, Palmer to gain a bit of time on Viper and, of course, get that position back. Of course, that gap now under 6 seconds now. It's 5.9 seconds now between these two guys. I think Viper might be starting to feel safe here a little bit. And another track cuts penalty for Viper. So, again, more time lost for Viper. Oh, and big sideways moment for the 20. Oh, and it's absolutely looking close here, folks.
Viper's still struggling, though.
Yeah, Viper is struggling. Look how worn that left rear tire is compared to the rest.
Raya's going to jump him here. Raya's only 2 corners away.
Well, no, you've got one long straightaway between those two guys as well. 5 seconds between the two guys. Has Palmer lost a bit of time as well? Has Palmer lost time? Hang on, let's look at the times.
No. 19 seconds to Yera. 19 seconds to Yera. What's happened there?
No. I'm not. No. Not 19 seconds to Yera. I'm saying, has he lost time to Viper? Viper's in the pits. Viper's in the pits with 8 minutes to go. This is probably going to be a splash and dash at the end.
Right, Viper's in. Where's Raya? Raya coming around the final corner. This is going to have to be close.
Will be close. Palmer gonna nab second place.
Viper needs to come out now.
Viper needs to come out now. He's still taking fuel. Where is Ryra? Where is Ryra? He's coming through now, and of course, Ryra gonna get back that 3rd place spot. Viper did take tires.
Yeah.
He's got fresh cover, but it's not by much.
He's got way too much fuel. He's got way too much fuel as he gets caught on the gravel on the exit of turn 1. But he is carrying way too much fuel.
I'll tell you what. He may have put more fuel in the tank than he absolutely might have needed to, but he's going to absolutely push on this new set of rubber and this full fuel and this fuel load right here. You'd think he's put in more fuel than anticipated so we can actually get a bit more stability in that Ferrari as well, because there have been issues where at times on lower fuel loads these Ferraris become very, very unstable.
That is true.
Do you think he's trying?
I found that's only in low fuel. Oh, he's pushing too hard. He's gone wide at the second lesmo.
Yeah, do you think?
They've both got a second penalty as well.
Yeah, Ryra. Both these guys having a 10th penalty, a 10th of a second penalty right here. So
it's gonna be close. So I'm just going to check the others and see how everyone else is doing on fuel. So Yera's going to make it to the end.
Yeah, definitely Yera.
Raya's just going to make it to the end. Raya's got... No. I can't see that Viper's going to pass Raya. Look at the fuel difference.
Well, no, Ryra, I think, is going to try it on just pure fuel strategy. Viper, I think, is going to try it on qualification mode with that extra fuel, so we can get a bit more stability. But yeah, I do agree that fuel might have added a bit too much weight, because he's not really gaining much on Ryra with about 6 minutes to go.
And J10 needs to pit. Definitely needs to pit again. Let's have a look at the GT4 class. What's happening there?
Yeah, GT4 Swift still leads the way by 12 seconds over K&K Dot. 1.6 second penalty for K&K Dot. Yeah. But he's 9 seconds over Keelan, who's now somehow got himself back up into 3rd, but he's not that far up Hair Racers. These two are scrapping it out for 3rd in class.
That is the only battle we've got right now, and of course the battle of the fuel loads between Raya and Viper.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely who can play their fuel mileage correct at the front of the GT3s. But as for GT4s, it is nothing. Yeah. Like I said, as it's for the GT3s, it's all fuel mileage at this rate, but in terms of...
Nah, I can't see this happening. I can't see this happening. They got 5 minutes. Viper's got 5 minutes to get past Wire, who's 2 seconds up the road.
Yeah, in terms of fuel strategy for GT3s, it is nothing but of that in the GT4s. It is just sheer pure aggression with these cars.
You? And there's just under 5 minutes. The gap was 2 seconds. That means that every lap he has to find 4 tenths as Viper.
Yeah, unless Ryra makes some mistake. It's actually interesting to note as well that Ryra's using a bit of traction control as well, and Viper is not. So you think Ryra, yeah, you can see him right there. He's trying to minimize the amount of time lost on the course.
Is he using traction control? Oh yeah, he is. It's on the right-hand side though.
Last time by, 43.979 for Ryra, 43.803 for Viper, so he is somewhat catching. Oh, Viper with a big tank slapper out of the first chicane, saved it, but he
hasn't lost time.
No, he's not lost time. Yeah, it looked like it was going to be bad for Viper. He's slowly catching back up, as a matter of fact. Is Ryra fuel saving? Look at the fuel level that Ryra's got.
Oh,
Ryra is fuel saving.
Look at how close he is now, 1.2.
Yeah, Ryra's fuel saving. It's definitely a given. Look at the amount of time that Viper's found in this lap, 7 tenths.
Trevor, the other thing you've got to think about is catching is one thing, as he again goes wide at the second Lesmo. Catching is one thing, passing is another.
That is true. That is true. Ryra is going to do all in his might to defend that final podium position, which will be more points, of course. We'll go back up to the front of the field where it is still Yere, who begins lap number 33 with about 3 minutes to go, I think.
It's 2-3 laps in, I think.
Yeah, I think it's either going to be this lap and possibly 1 or 2 more laps. Palmer now finding his way through traffic with just under 3/8 of a tank.
Ryra and I'm watching this battle between Ryra and Viper. Viper's got to get the toe.
Very close. This is going to be the battle of it all right here.
He's got a huge toe.
Yeah, Viper.
Oh, weaving.
He moved one. You can only move once. So, there he goes again. He can move once to defend. He wasn't close enough. That's Ryra's only move. It's a good move.
Viper needs to hang on in there. He knows that he'll get past him. He just needs to wait for the opportune moment.
Oh!
That's not
it. Viper's absolutely giving it everything it's got. Because Ryra is...
Just noticed the fuel load, yeah.
Look at the amount of fuel that Ryra's got.
Palmer's off.
Palmer's off! Oh my god, no way!
Palmer just went off. If he went straight on at the second chicane and used the runoff, he was off.
Bit of contact between Ryra and Viper.
I'm watching him flashing his lights.
Yeah, he's got that left-hand turn indicator on right now.
Yeah, he has.
These two did have an incident with each other at one point, and I think they're going to continue that battle.
Yeah, look at this. Look at the draft.
Yeah, look at this now. The sheer speed, the superior speed. Ryra's going to try and defend. This is where he's going to open it up a little bit with this Ferrari, but he can't be too overly aggressive with the fuel. If Viper can keep behind him and keep forcing Ryra to use more fuel...
He's got 1 lap to go. He needs to just fly. He needs to get on the full fuel load. I don't know what
he's trying to break up the slipstream. He's absolutely doing everything in his power that he can. Viper, I thought there was a bit of contact. Ryra's gone wide, very wide, I think.
He needs to get across. Yeah,
Ryra's in the red. Ryra is in the red for the fuel.
Oh, yeah, he is.
So these guys are going to get 1 more lap to duke it out.
Go to the outside. He is coming back across.
Keelan and Hairways are still fighting it out, so we'll keep an eye. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that battle. Viper going to be alongside. Those two are actually going to be touching each other.
He got the move back, but I tell you what, there was a lot of movement as he was. We could use the pit line there to see it, but Ryder was coming through. I think he's realised he can go now. No, he's still fuel saving.
No, he's in the red. There was a big concern he couldn't run out of fuel.
Traffic ahead between Bar.
Yeah, this is going to definitely throw a mix
to the inside.
Oh, he's completely dived him. And he's lost
but
more
I think
time.
Ryan might get a penalty for that. Ryan might get the penalty for cutting across. No, the game detected that there was being held up by the back markers.
Oh my god, this is going to be probably... Oh, he's forced Bar off. Bar saves it. Has he actually forced...
He's on. He's on. I think Ryan's this one in the bag now.
Yep, Legion gonna come through for 5th overall. Yuri now, he's gonna coast it across the line. He knows he's done the work, and Yuri will win round number 1 of the Straight Line Motorsports Ferrari GT World Challenge here at... Oh, and Bar is disconnected.
But yeah, Bar's disconnected after holding up the... Ooh! What's that? Palmer's just been swiped across by Keelan.
Swift will come home for GT4 honors. Palmer will somehow hold on for 2nd place. And he will take home a good amount of points. And these two...
He has to really feel safe.
Ryra, he's gonna, I think, just hold it out. But I'll tell you what, Viper, I don't think is going to be very, very happy about that one. Oh, you can tell the frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell Viper not happy at all about that one. I'll tell you what, Ryra might get a penalty for that spin. He did. Oh my god.
I can't really work that out because I don't know about the weaving. The weaving situation needs to be looked at because I'm sure that is in the regulations that would block someone from getting past.
Yeah, definitely.
Is against the rules. But we'll have to look into, again, it's all based on reports.
Yeah.
Instant reports. So as long as an incident is reported, we will of course look at it. Between myself, James, Tice, as we're the non-race, and of course Trevor, as we're the non-racing admins at this time.
Yeah. So there are the results. iPez will come home for the end of that race, but Yuri, who had an earlier spin and was able to come back and was indeed able to convert his pole position into a race win here at Monza. And Swift will continue once again with the win in GT4 as well. So there are the race results right there. A big question mark over Ryra, and we will get our podium finishers in the party as well. For GT4, yeah. Well, I'll do that. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Also, we do also have a complete lockout of the GT4 podium for the Cymax Motorworks team, so kudos to them for that. We will have our podium finishers in. Also confirmed from Bar27, it was a disconnect on the final lap of this race, so unfortunate for him. I assume he will get points, at least a point for finishing the race. So,
who's that?
Bar, he did confirm in the live stream of that race as well. We do have those joining in the party for podium interviews as well. We'll start off with our GT4 class winner, Swift. Swift, nothing unusual here for you. Just you did your work and you convert your pole position into a race win. Tell us about your race today.
It was pretty clean. I don't think I think it was just me like keeping it clean, no mistakes. I think in the first sector, I mean, in the first stint, people were keeping up, but I think Keelan made a tiny mistake on one of the laps, and then that broke the toe, and then it was just me driving clean to the end of the race. I think I only lost out with Lesmo won once on the AstroTurf. I almost spun out, but other than that, it was no problem.
And so I was going to invite K&K Dot into the party as well, but of course we will leave him for his second place as well. Another question for you, Swift, as well. You did convert from a pole position into a race win as well, and you have led the Sidemax Motorworks sweep of the podium as well. So I assume the Sidemax signing as well is going very, very well for you thus far. Is this going to be the beginning of a new venture for a long-term deal with SideMax, or what is your forward-going plans with the SideMax Motorworks team?
It's a lot of fun at the moment with all of them, and comparing times and knowing where we all are on track. So it's a lot of fun, and we'll see what happens if there's any other series in GT Sport or other games that we can work in.
So a good day for the 95. He converts from a pole to a race win as well. And we'll move on to our third place man in the GT4, SLM Keelan, since KK Dot has messaged me saying he does not have a mic. So all good there, KK Dot. Congrats on the P2 and the addition to SideMax Motorworks sweeping the podium. We'll move on to Keelan. Keelan, bud, you had a much more interesting race than Swift did, of course. You did have a big incident going into turn number, I think it was the second chicane at one point, and then you just somehow able to catch back on up very quickly indeed, and just finish a 10th up ahead on Hair Raiser. Tell us about your race today.
I didn't feel like I was overly confident in the whole race. I didn't really keep it together for like a few laps, except from when I was under attack from Hair Raiser. That's the only time when I felt focused. Just kept on making some mistakes. Never could get in the 54s, which I knew I couldn't do that until like one of the last laps. And then some penalties that I got were easily just could have been avoidable. I'm really sorry to Doug. Yeah, I thought that I caught him napping. He felt like he was going quite slow going into the chicane, tried going around the outside, and yeah, I hit him. There's no other way to describe it. Like, there's no way you can say that Doug was at fault for that, because it was on me. I wouldn't be surprised if, he tries to do something to get a Hair Raiser in that spot. As he said, like, it happens. But you gotta, that's where you learn from your mistakes, and hopefully, I don't do that to Doug again, because he's a great driver and he's a nice guy. So I never want to do that to anyone. But yeah, seeing first for Yera and a full lockout of the SideMax Motorworks team on the podium, it's a great sight to see, and that's what we set up the team for. And yeah, hopefully we can start to move on to other leagues, not just SLM, and try and do the same thing there, just to bring the team up.
And so a good day for the SideMax team, of course, in GT4 as well. Of course, Swift leading the way for GT4 class honors, K&K Dot coming through for a second place finish as well. And then Keelan, you said, having a very tough fight with Hair Raiser in the end, but of course in the end it did go to you and for third, and you did complete the SideMax Motorworks sweep of the GT4 podium. We'll move on to our GT3 finishers. We'll go to Ryra in third, and Ryra, I do understand it's a very difficult time, I assume, for you right now, especially with Viper. Do tell us about your race today, and a couple of incidents that may or may not have happened on track.
Yeah, for the most part it was pretty good. I was struggling sort of near the start, because I think I was just trying to push the car faster than I could make it go. I just sort of dropped down a bit, and I thought, I'm just gonna enjoy it a bit. But eventually me and Viper were battling it out for a while. I was hoping he would sort of bump draft me, or I would bump draft him, and we could sort of catch the top two, but he was he was intent on overtaking me and not letting me pass. So I thought, you know what, that's fine. So we battled it out for a bit. There was an incident where we just sort of bumped together. I mean, it was just a racing incident. I think the incident he was talking about was right at the end. I sort of misjudged how many laps left there were, so I underfueled a bit. So right at the end, I had to lift and coast. I was short shifting a lot, and I think that must have caught him out, because he must have caught me very quickly, and it must have caught him out. And obviously, I don't know any incidents we had at the end other than me defending very aggressively, but obviously he's not very happy with that.
Yeah, it looked like there was one incident as well that you two did come together into turn number 1.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I'm not trying to say that SD and Vi were wanting an explanation for that, but of course, maybe most of the people on stream would be wanting an explanation for that, because I was able to somehow catch that on stream. So.
Yeah, so that was just because I went in round the outside. I'd gone in a bit deep, and I came back round, and as I sort of re-entered the track, I just sort of misjudged how quickly my car would turn in, and I just nipped the back of him, and that was it, really.
Now, one more question before I move on to the 2 other GT3 class finishes as well. Are you worried about any potential penalty that might be coming your way if there would be one, of course?
I'm not necessarily worried. I enjoyed the race, and that's the important thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if I got one. I need to look back over it as well myself to understand what really happened, so...
And so Ryrod taking the really hard-fought P3 in the end, but that is a big question mark going in after the race, of course. We'll move on to our man in second place, SLM Polymer. Polymer, you had a particularly interesting race as well. You tried the 2-stop strategy in the end, but in the end, I think it was just a 3-stop strategy that had to go your way. And also, there was another incident as well that you spun out of the lead at one point, and I think you were just not able to catch back up to your end time. So besides that, tell us about your race today.
Yeah. I wasn't really thinking of doing 2-stop. Yeah, I think 3-stop was always on the cards in this race. But yeah, I just never seemed to really get a grip of the car. And it seemed like on the curbs, every now and then, it would just spit the car into a spin. And then, yeah, and it was just so hard to keep it under control. So, yeah, that was quite annoying. But I'm very happy to get second after sort of the bad qualifying in a way from 4th. Well done to you, Ray. Once again, you absolutely blitzed the field. Yeah, apart from that, it was quite a good race, quite a boring race. I think, yeah, we did that. Me and Ray, of course, had an incident. I'm not sure if you caught it on the stream, but yeah, of course, I don't know if I should have backed out or not. I think that's something which I still need to learn with my racecraft. Yeah, apart from that, it was a pretty good race.
So a good day for Polymer as well. Of course, second place, still a very, very good finishing result as well for you. But to be fair, the GT3s, it was just pretty much a fight for attrition, to be honest. I think there was at least one time we did see all the GT3 cars having some form of an incident. So of course, Polymer, you do take second place and take a good chunk of points with you as well. But the only man that could take more points than Polymer is our race 1 winner, SMM Ure. Ure, once again, you of course finished runner-up at the preseason race at Autopolis behind Polymer, and now this time you flip the tables and finish ahead of Polymer. Tell us about your race today. So, of course, the 3 stopped working in the end, ultimately for the Cymax team in the GT3 class. Of course, another solid day for the SMM team, and they are looking to make a big name for themselves by sweeping the GT3 and GT4 team championships as well. So, but ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy, thank you for tuning in. I do understand it was quite a usually we'd be at round number 2 right about now, but of course PlayStation Network issues did happen last time, and so we were just able to get round 1 done today. But this will be posted up, and then of course I will be able to edit the 2 videos together, qualifying and the race will be all one video as well. But once again, congratulations to all of our podium finishers as well. If you did enjoy the commentary, I have been joined by Elliot F64, and I am the main host commentator for today's race, S_RDZ, and we'll see you guys for round number 2 next week.